All right, everybody, welcome. This is a quick live that we're doing to discuss the travel ban that was just announced today. So, if you're joining us here, we are streaming everywhere, all platforms, and on YouTube, I am sharing the um, the list of countries. All right, guys, welcome. Um, it's kind of late here. I'm in New York right now on the East Coast. I'm getting ready for a conference. Hey, Joe. Hey, guys. Welcome, everybody. It's an important stream today because welcome, guys. Let me know where you're from. Hey, Shubak. Um, so let's get into it. So just a few hours ago, the government administration released proclamation, kind of like an executive order. I those of you watching this on YouTube, um, Instagram, and Facebook, you can see it on the screen. We are actually looking at the proclamation itself, and we're looking at the list of countries that are being restricted. So we have 12 countries that are being fully restricted, and then we have another 7 countries that are partially restricted. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Shabak. Appreciate it. So let's start first of all understanding what it is. What we're doing here. We've been talking about the travel ban. Thanks, guys. And I'll answer all your questions, guys. I'll answer the questions. Come in. Thanks, Shabak. Appreciate it. I'll answer all the questions. Um, as we take throughout the stream. But let's first of all understand what's going on. So this is a travel ban that is impacting, first of all, fully 12 countries. I'm going to mention those 12 countries in a second. We have another 7 countries that are partially banned by this ban. But let's understand, first of all, the basics of this ban. First of all, if you already have a visa, you shouldn't be impacted by this based on what we understand. If you don't have a visa, then you're not going to be able to come. If you already have a visa, you should be able to come under this ban. It does not apply for green card holders, as far as we know. And people that are inside the United States obviously are not impacted by this. There will be exceptions for certain people that are going through persecution from Iran. So even though Iran is on the list, if you are subject to exceptions based on persecution, you also have that. And let's take a look at this thing here. And we are looking at Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Again, they are essentially for people that are outside of the United States. They don't have visas. And the reason why they are doing this is because, for example, people who come from Chad, from Turkmenistan, there's over 49% of these people that don't leave the United States. So they come here on visas, and the government says that they're not leaving the United States. They're overstaying their visas, right? And so they want to restrict those countries that don't respect the visa laws from coming in here. Other countries like Iran, like Libya, Sudan, Yemen is because of security reasons, because they are supporting terrorists and things like that. There might be some waivers in the future for some people who are coming in from these countries. It doesn't apply to family members of people that already have visas here. And let me see here. And again, the proclamation lists the overstay percentage of people from these countries. It also lists, how many of them overstayed student visas, tourist visas, and the reason why they're being barred. And again, it's interesting that the timing of this proclamation came out just a week after um, there was an undocumented immigrant that attacked um, Jewish people during a protest, and the entire family of this person were also put in deportation because of they realized that they overstayed their visas. So it came out literally, very very interesting timing around what they're doing here. Um, and let's see what other countries are on the list. I mentioned before we have 7 other countries that are partially barred, which are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. So people from these countries are partially barred from coming in, and yeah. So like I said, we're going to get some more information. It is going to be effective on Monday, and again, irrespective of whether if people have visas, they're not supposed to be affected by this. I think that anybody who is on the list, anybody who's coming from a country that is on this list, are going to be facing visa challenges to get visas to come to the United States. They're going to face visa delays, and also people inside the United States from those countries, I suspect also will have issues with change of status. If you go back to what happened during the first travel ban, you know that a lot of people, including green card holders, I mean, green card holders are not included in this travel ban. It's very important for you to understand that. However, if you look back at what happened previously, we know that people were impacted by this, and they were subject to visa delays and other things that prevented them from coming in here. This is also it will impact fiancé visas. So if you don't have your fiancé visa yet, and you're about to apply for a fiancé visa, as I mentioned, you don't have your visas yet. A fiancé visa is a non-immigrant visa. This is going to be one of the biggest impact from this ban, because a lot of people don't have their fiancé visas yet, right? They're about to schedule their interviews now that the travel ban is in place. If you're coming from a country, you're on that list, then you're not going to be able to get your fiancé visa, right? So there's a lot of implications to this, right? It's going to be a lot of delays for visas. People are going to be scrutinized. Embassy officers that have the list are going to make their own judgment. A lot of people are going to go and be pushed to admin processing. And we know that it's just the beginning. There's going to be more and more countries that are going to be added to this list. We know that it's coming. So that is what that is what we know today. Like I said, this literally was just released a few hours ago. It's big news of the day. Okay, so let's take some questions here. If you want to ask me live on TikTok, line up, and let me take some questions here. What about Indonesia? Indonesia was not on this list, but again, this is just the beginning. I think they're going to be adding more countries to the list here. And again, the reason why these countries are mentioned is because in the proclamation, they literally list all the countries. For example, Cuba, he says, Cuba is a state sponsor of terrorism. The government of Cuba doesn't cooperate or share sufficient law enforcement information with the United States. Cuba has historically refused to accept back its removal nationals. So that's another reason why Cuba is on the list. So again, it goes on and on about other countries. Laos. Why is Laos? Laos had a B1, B2 overstay rate of 34%, which means that people that come from Laos, 34% of them never go back, or whether it's a tourist visa or a student visa, they just don't go back. And violations of tourist visas, no vetting, no strict requirements on how to issue passports or visas to their nationals, and that's another reason why they are on that list. So there will be some exceptions over there. Reading from the suspension and limitation entry will be subject to exceptions. Green card holders are not included in this. Any dual national of a country designated under Section 2 of the proclamation and if you have another passport from another country, you're exempt. If you're a diplomat, you're exempt. All the athletes that are coming for the World Cup are going to be exempt from this. So I know a lot of people are worried about this. They're coming for the World Cup. What's going to happen? It says specifically any athlete or member of an athletic team, including coaches, support staff, immediate relatives traveling to the World Cup, Olympics are not included. Uh, so it's good to know. Immediate family members of IR1, CR1 families, so parents of U.S. citizens, spouses of U.S. citizens from those countries are not included. Um, Now you have to prove family relationships, and the way they want people to prove family relationship is that you have to do a DNA. If they have a doubt about whether you are, if they have a doubt about family relations, they will require you to do a DNA. If you are coming here through adoption, you're also not included in the ban. Afghan special immigrant visas are not subject to the ban. Special immigrant visas for the United States government employees, if they're government employees, they help the United States government, they're not subject to this ban. Immigrant visas for ethnic religious minorities facing persecution from Iran are not subject to the travel ban. There are going to be exceptions to the suspension, and probably going to be some waivers in the future. But again, these are all limited to the decision of the Secretary of State. All right, let's take some questions, guys. We have a lot of questions here, so we'll start here. F3 is Islamabad Embassy 221G administrative processing, maximum time completion 8 months. So remember, these 221Gs right now, especially from Islamabad, are taking over 2 years, but about a year and a half actually. So I'm not surprised that it's taking so long. Is this ban going to impact family visas? Family visas for it could, but for the moment it's not. So it says that immediate family members are not impacted, but we don't know what about other categories. They didn't mention anything about F2B, F2A. I assume they're not. I assume they're not impacted for now. Is the ban affect immigrant visa applications? For the moment, it's not impacting immigrant visa applications, but it's impacting the applications that I mentioned before, right? Let's see, we've got a bunch of questions here on TikTok. What to expect for asylum cases right now? I mean, this ban does not affect asylum. How about DV lottery? DV lottery was not mentioned in the exceptions, so I would imagine that they are also banned. Unless you already issued the visa, then obviously you can come in. But if you don't have a visa yet, then you won't be able to come in. Green card time. Question for you on TikTok. Green card time for somebody from a country. Thanks, Shabbat. Appreciate it. For a country impacted by this. Well, I mean, I think honestly, what I think is going to happen is that more and more people are going to be subject to delays. You're going to see more delays. Because it's just normal, right? Because they will have to ban all the non-immigrant visas that they haven't issued yet. These consular officers are going to have to do something, right? Let's see here. Did anyone actually see Trump sign anything? No one has seen him in a few days. Well, I mean, he announced he was on TV today. He announced the travel ban, so I assume that he's somewhere, right? I'm double MPT with no paper, TPS. If I'm DACA and I'm double MPT with no paperwork, what can I do? So again, if you don't have paperwork in the United States and you overstayed, then an employer cannot sponsor you inside of the USA. Thank you, Shabak. Appreciate you. All the gifts and the hearts. Appreciate you all, guys. I'm doing this live from New York. I'm in New York City right now in my hotel, and I am going to be speaking at a conference tomorrow about startups, immigration, EB1As, O1s. We're working with a lot of, it's part of New York Tech Week. So I'm here in New York, part of New York Tech Week, and we are going to speak on 2 or 3 panels tomorrow, working with startups. A lot of people are actually, we have people from countries that are impacted by the ban. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions about the ban tomorrow. So I'm going to be talking about that too. Let's see here. Can I apply in the United States as a C1D visa while finishing J1 internship? If you have C1D, you cannot change your status, unfortunately. That's the problem with this. EB2NIW, yes. EB2NIW is a self-petition, Amber. It's a self-petition that allows somebody to get a green card without an employer. Anyway, if you have questions, you can join on video. I will take a few video calls, so just line up. And if you want to have a question here on YouTube or Instagram, I'm posting the link for the question. All right. Let's see. We've got, how about the immigrant visa application? So, like I said, immigrant visa application is not impacted if you're married to a citizen or if you're a parent of a U.S. citizen, okay? But all the other visa categories, we're not really sure what's going to happen. They didn't tell us. Let's see here. Is Egypt on the list? No, I haven't seen Egypt on the list, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to expand the list and add more people to it. You know what I mean? For those of us registered to obtain the work permit, are we in danger with this immigration chaos? No. Once you got the work permit here, you're not in danger. Shelly is asking, if we have consultations, how can I contact your office? This is from Coley. How can I contact your office for consultation? I'm going to put a phone number here. Kali, use that number here. Anybody who's watching on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, the number is on the screen. I know a lot of people have questions about the ban, what to do, how to go around it, are there any waivers. So that's what we do in the live. Use the number here to book your consultation, talk about the ban or anything else. If you're watching this on TikTok, I'm going to pin the form at the bottom. You can use the form or use the number in my bio. There's a number in my bio. Just use that number and send me a text right now if you need to discuss the travel ban or any implications on your visa. Is Poland on the list? Poland is not on the list. But I know, like I said, people have questions about the ban and they need to plan their travel. They need to plan it. A lot of people are applying for fiancé visas. Fiancé visas are banned. If you didn't apply for the visa yet, you're not going to be able to get it. So there are things to the workarounds because they didn't ban the green card based on marriage. So if you cannot get a fiancé visa, you'll have to go with the marriage. Is DACA safe on the travel ban? Is DACA safe to travel on the plane? Yes, you can travel with DACA inside the United States. So that's how you contact me if you want to contact me, discuss the ban or any ways to get around it. How about SILE, family to join from Afghanistan? I think those are impacted. How about family base category is F1 until now waiting for an interview is U.S. Embassy in Manila. Can you please help me here? Well, Philippines is not subject to the ban. You just have delays in your case, so you can always we can do an expedite or figure out why your case is delayed. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So again, we just got live on Instagram. It wasn't working, but it's working now. We're talking about those of you joining on Instagram. We're talking about the travel ban. Do you charge for evaluation for the national interest waiver? Yes, we do charge because we need to review all your documents, Amber. So send me a DM if you're watching this on Instagram, but we do charge. Now, guys, remember, if you're applying for a green card based on employment, your case will be delayed. This travel ban, we have a lot of people that come from Venezuela, people that are coming from potentially nationals of Iran, but they live in other countries. So your applications for work permits could be impacted because of the travel ban. So, and I'll share the screen. You guys can see right here. So this was just announced today by the White House. They posted it right here. So we have 12 countries. Once again, those of you joining right now, 12 countries are completely banned. And we have exceptions, of course. Green card holders are not subject to the ban. If you're married to a citizen, if you're a parent of a U.S. citizen, and family members of these categories are also exempt from this. And the reason why they're doing this is because many countries come here and their citizens overstay, like Turkmenistan, Sierra Leone, Laos, and they detail what percentage of these nationals come to the United States and they overstay, and therefore they decide to ban them because, and also the other countries are because of national security. Yemen doesn't have any central authority to issue passports, and also they support terrorism. More countries potentially will be added, but for now we have 12 countries that are completely banned and 7 countries that are and those 12 countries are Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of Congo, Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Those are completely banned. Then we have restrictions on 7 countries that are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. And they are basically applying for both immigrant visas and non-immigrant visas, putting restrictions. So if you're joining right now, we're talking about the travel ban that was just announced. And I'm here in New York, getting ready for an immigration conference, and wanted to join here live and give you the update. Does this ban affect immigrant visa applications? Yes, it does affect certain immigrant visa applications. Only exceptions are green card based on marriage and parents. Applications are not included. Everybody else are included. Welcome, guys. If you're watching this on TikTok right now and you're not following me, please follow me right now. The same thing on Instagram. If you just see the live right now and you're not following me, please follow me now. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. If you want to discuss the travel ban, how it impacts you, restriction visas, how we can restructure your visa process right now, send me a message right now from the live. So we'll be able to gather that info and help you tomorrow when the office reopens. And if you're watching this on TikTok, please use the phone number in my bio. Send me a text from the live. I'm doing this live from New York. We have a meetup, which I will announce tomorrow in the stories. I'm going to announce tomorrow the meetup in the stories. So if you want to meet me in New York, I'm in New York. The meetup is going to be in the evening tomorrow, and we'll post it. And if you guys want to come, you have to register for the meetup. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow if I wake up early enough. Let's see here. I gave USCIS asylum interview in San Francisco in July. Still waiting. Well, the reason you're waiting for your asylum interviews is because they're taking forever right now. They're just taking forever, 6 to 8 years sometimes. So it's not too long for you. Is Kazakhstan on the list? No. Like I said, I'll put a link to this proclamation, and we're going to write a blog post. We're going to post it on our blog, Visa Lawyer blog, so you'll have it by tomorrow. It's going to be already on the blog, the full summary. When will new DAPA applications be processed? I think in a few months, probably by late September. I think they're going to reopen all DACA applications again. How long will it take for my citizen sibling to fix me? I have DACA right now. It's going to take about 16 to 17 years. So we should find a different way to help you. Maybe a self-petition or something else. I've got my Aussie business visa. Will that help to get a better chance for me to get my US visa approved? Definitely. Yeah. If you get a visa from another country like Australia or Canada, it definitely helps process any other visas that you get for sure. It definitely helps a lot. Um, so my mother just became a citizen. I'm worried about the Department of Migration that renounced, well, they target recent naturalized citizens also. Um, yes, we're talking about there's a new department they're building to denaturalize U.S. citizens, and he's worried about that. It depends. I mean, did she do any criminal stuff, or I probably should do a separate video. The government is working on creating a unit to review naturalized citizens petitions and people that maybe obtained their citizenship by fraud. We don't have too many details about this department and how they're going to be operating, but the plan is that they want to target a lot more U.S. citizens and go after them. Let's see here. Once again, if you want to join me on video on TikTok, just request to join, and I'm happy to take some questions live. I don't have an N94, but I have 2000 labor file. So you don't have an entry document, but you have proof that they filed for your labor department, which means you might qualify for Section 245I. Section 245I will allow people to who came here illegally to still get a green card from inside the United States as long as they can prove that an employer or a family member filed for their petition, and it looks like you have one of those. So I think you might be able to qualify to get a green card today. Will you do a Q&A today? I have one or two questions. Yeah, for sure. You can ask a question. I'll put a link here if you want to join on video. You can join on video right now and ask your questions. Could this affect the ongoing case in court for the DPS for Haiti? No. It's not going to affect the case for Haiti. However, it's definitely going to make things harder for people when they apply. Let's see here. We've got somebody who wants to ask a question on video, and that is on our TikTok. What is your question, and where are you from?
Originally from Europe. I live in the USA.
Okay.
It's kind of like a quick question. So I do have lawyers that I hired. I'm just kind of, pending cases. So green card holder, long story short, have some previous convictions like reckless driving, street racing. I was a minor, just was an idiot, right? Got some convictions as far as street racing, stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to fight those cases because through the process, let's say in the U.S. state that I live in, they have a withheld judgment and expungement options available. Upon those requests and both of those options granted, in a way, I'm going to word it to where I was falsely kind of guided to where they were like, hey, you can say that you were not a criminal, that you were never been convicted or so forth because of the options that are available here.
Yeah.
The funny thing is now trying to go back and get those cases, I guess I would say dismissed or vacated is a proper term to use.
Yeah.
In those circumstances, how difficult is it to get cases vacated upon the, and correct me how to word this properly,
poor advice?
The representation, I guess the poor representation of the courts telling or the lawyers providing information of the effect that it would have regarding immigration purposes, not state purposes. Like nobody advised me of that. So they're like, hey, you're fine. Take the plea. Like you're good. Nobody ever advised. So I guess that's partially my fault too. But now that I've gotten older and kind of with everything going on, I'm sure everybody's done a bunch of research and learning.
Yeah.
But I've never really gone about it. And I was going to basically renew, but my lawyers are like, well, you're not in trouble. You're not causing trouble.
Yeah.
Let's not cause red flags, and let's try to vacate before we proceed.
Correct. I agree. I think vacating will be a good idea. I mean, anybody who's watching this, if you have a conviction and you can vacate it, it is a good idea, because then, you'll be able to freely, because not only want to be applying for citizenship, you also want to be able to travel, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to travel. I really would, but in all honesty, in a respectful way, I don't really care to travel. Like, I just want to be able to. I mean, I have so much, man. I've lived in the U.S. for 25 years, man. I was born here. Half my family back home, they're all dead, right? We went through a whole war, so I have no idea what to go through, right? So, like, I don't know what home is back like. I built a life here. I've learned English fluently. I consider myself an American, and I would put my life on the line for it. But the ideology views right now, it doesn't matter that you speak English fluently, or you've lived here, or you fight for anything, or you even stand for the United States. You're in the wrong. And respectfully, I hope I don't irritate you or any of the viewers or in the live. The sad thing is to say, and I hope I don't get kicked out, but if you're not white, you're not right. Right now in the U.S., I feel like judgment. Like, if you're on the street,
I mean, it's your opinion. I think I'm not here to judge anything, but I think, again, for you, vacating a criminal conviction, if you can do it, and in many states it's possible, I think you should do it.
Okay, so like, would the proper term in that sense be, hey, because I wasn't notified of the repercussions of the circumstances of a conviction, would that basically be the term to go down on?
I mean, that's something for the criminal attorney to decide. I mean, whatever strategy they want, it could be one of the strategies. But I think doing it, a lot of people are trying to get their cases vacated right now, and I think it's important to do it, because then you will have more options when you apply for citizenship. 100%.
Okay. Perfect. That was really I never knew. I'm still learning. I literally just got a lawyer, and
for sure,
and I hired two of them just to kind of be guided in the right path. And,
well, that's why that's why people do the live. We do the lives. We want to educate people, and I'm glad that you can benefit from that.
And if you have time, just one more question, if I may. If you want me to go, I'm more than welcome to leave.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Super quick. As far as green card holders, which of course I am. If you get stopped, let's say they're just walking and they stop you.
Okay.
Are you subject to detainment because of those convictions? If they're like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I know my number, so like I check it. So I've never been, questioned, stopped, on removal, courts, none of that. I've never been to immigration, knock on wood. But like, if they're in the streets,
the likelihood of you being detained on the street is not high, because if you're a green card holder and you have convictions, you're not subject to deportation. The only thing is that if you have convictions and you try to travel, they make you inadmissible, but you're not deportable necessarily.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you shouldn't worry about that.
Okay, perfect. That was the biggest thing that that's really what I wanted to answer. And I thank you so much, and I appreciate it. I follow you. I have another account, so thank you very much. And
thanks, sir.
And thanks for all the work that you do, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I mean, I know there's a lot of concerns here, and again, those of you that are joining here now, we are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, obviously. We're talking about the travel ban, 12 countries completely banned, 7 partially banned. It's going to impact immigrant visas, non-immigrant visas, exemptions for spouses of green card holders, or of citizens, and parents of citizens, and also diplomats, and also green card holders are not subject to the ban. But all other visa holders, if you don't have a visa yet, you're not going to get it as long as the ban is on, which means many students are not going to be able to come here, which means fiancés are not going to be able to come here, and which means we have to work on different strategies. We'll have to work on waivers for some people who are still banned, like we did in 2017. We'll have to use exceptions. We'll have to figure out people that, trying to come in here, scientists, researchers, or work visas that are going to be banned. It's going to be a lot of mess. But that's, I guess, what we're doing. That's what we are trained to do. All right. So we have a lot of questions here. My brother entered the United States 25 years ago as he was 2 years old and currently has TPS. Is there any way where he can get his green card right now? I mean, it depends. There are many ways. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. There could be many ways for him to get it. I mean, we have to ask him full analysis, like, was he subject to a crime? When did he enter? How did he enter the United States? Is he married to a citizen? Was a petition ever filed for him? Do you know what I mean? So it's a very general question. People want to know, well, I came here 20 years ago. Can I fix my papers? Potentially you could, but I need to know more, right? So just have him send me a message. And I tell this to everybody. If you guys want to know specifically about your case, send me a message and I will be able to help you to figure out if you qualify, if you have a case, or what can we do, right? Some people, they don't think they can do anything, and then they realize that they can, after they have consultation. So use that. And those of you guys on TikTok, the number is in my bio. Use it during the live, because during the live, our team is waiting and they'll be able to schedule you with me or any other team members. I am doing this live stream right now from New York, getting ready for my conference tomorrow, speaking on 2 panels, helping international entrepreneurs come build their companies. And that's why we are, excited to do it. So we have, I think Dimitri is waiting here on, let's see, get rid of this. Dimitri, can you hear me? Dimitri? Dimitri? Dimitri was here. And I'll take a few more people here who are waiting patiently. Sophia. Dimitri? All right. When you're ready, let me know. Oops. I'll add you. In the meantime, I'll take next person here, Sarah. And then Dimitri, if you want to join, I'll take you as well. Guys, thanks for watching here on YouTube. Let's see, Instagram. There we go. Instagram, you can send me DMs, guys. I'll take your DMs. All right. And then, would you please share the resource where specific parents of U.S. citizen exception? And then this is inside the proclamation. I think it's section 5. It's right there, all the exception. There's an exception, and it talks about the parents. There is where I got the parents from. It's IR5. IR5 is what parents are classified. Sarah.
Hi. Good night. I'm
Hi,
calling
good
from
night.
Trinidad.
You're from Trinidad.
I have my visa.
Okay.
I'm a Trinidad citizen.
You already have the visa, right?
Right. I already have it. My
Okay.
baby has his visa.
Okay.
He's Trini, but my boyfriend, he's Venezuelan, but he has his visa as well.
Okay.
We already booked our tickets to go to the US.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure what they mean by, but he's a Venezuelan living in Trinidad. He has.
That's fine. He already has a visa, right?
Yeah.
So if he already has a visa, it's fine. He's not subject to this because it's only for people that don't have visas. He has a visa, he should be able to travel.
Even though he's Venezuelan and he's one of the countries that are
correct.
Venezuela is
correct.
one of the countries that
because Venezuela is partially banned, which means they're going to see that he already has his visa, and they're going to, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to give him trouble at the airport, but he should be able to come in because the country is, they're partially banned, right? So they should let him in.
Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you very much.
But make sure you travel sooner than later.
Yes, my tickets is booked for June the 25th.
Perfect. You guys should be fine. Let me know after come on the live and let us know if you came in.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. I think Dimitri is back. I'll just add him here. Dimitri, how are you? Can you hear me? All right. So we've got some trolls here. All right. Okay. My priority date is 12/15/2003, Texas Center, USA, citizen spouse, I-130, almost 18 months. What do we do? You're coming close to, you're probably outside of normal processing, Natasha. So we might want to do a service inquiry on this, and if you haven't done, and if it's not going to work, we might have to sue them if you're open to doing it. If your case is pending beyond the processing times and you need to sue them, mandamus is working, It's working in many cases, and you guys need to take advantage of that. Okay, that's what I would do. All right, let's see. We've got, and guys, if you're here for the first time, please follow me on all platforms. And if you're watching this on TikTok, follow me on TikTok, because I'm gonna be doing these lives a few times a week. But our usual live is always Mondays at 5 p.m. Today we did it because of the big news, the proclamation news. So that's why we're here. How long will it take if I get married to my boyfriend? He has a green card. So if you're married to a green card holder, it's going to take at least 2 years if he's overseas, if you're overseas, and if he's inside the United States in legal status, it will take less time, obviously. Let's see here. Can U.S. citizens apply for parents' visas? Correct. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can still apply for your parents. Let's see here. Joshua is in YouTube. Can you hear me? All right, we've got a bunch of trolls here. All right, so I think we're gonna block the studio because of the trolls. All right. Are Venezuelans going to be able to apply for EB2 and AW? Yes. So like I said, Venezuelans are partially blocked, which means that if they already have visas or if they apply for NAW, they should still be able to come in, because we can use the exception that they are they're benefiting the United States. People who apply for self-petition, national interest waiver, they're coming here, they're providing benefits, and so they should still be able to apply. Can they get a gold card for the banned country? That's a good question. So if you're applying for a gold card based on the $5 million, are you going to be banned? Honestly, I think there's going to be exceptions. If you are qualified for the gold card and you from one of the banned card countries, I believe people will be able to apply for some sort of a waiver, because, like I said, the gold card doesn't exist yet. But once it becomes available, I'm sure that they probably will add it to the exceptions, because they want the money, right? But that's a good question. I have no clue about it right now. Adam is asking, at my F400 interview, it required a passport and I-94, which I lost 12 years ago. Is that still an issue? What should I do? Will this issue trigger ICE? So no, you don't need an I-94, because you already have your green card. Instead of a passport, well, it's good for you to have a passport, obviously, but if you don't have a passport, that's fine. But you should still be able to apply for citizenship with this requirements. Let's see here. Is the wait time for U visas really close to 20 years if applying this year? No, it's not 20 years. I think it's like close to 7 years. Yeah, ask a question. Can someone with special pending DACA since 2022 and come get a real ID? Some states will give you a real ID. It depends on which state you're at. You know what I mean? All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is, I'm having some technical issues here on. Did you hear that Egypt will be added to the ban list? I believe. I haven't heard anything, but I haven't heard anything official. But I do believe Egypt is considered, especially because of recent events and the last person that was a terrorist that sent that attacked those protesters. Could be, but like I said, for now, this is the list we have. There's no other countries on the list. I'm having some technical difficulties here on YouTube. So we're gonna end the stream here. It's almost an hour that we're here. It's almost midnight here in New York, and I have to go to bed because I have to get up tomorrow at 6. But anyway, we'll be back. Maybe I'll do another live on Friday. I will do another live on Friday and give you some more updates. But for now, just wanted to let you know that this was announced today. The travel ban, 12 countries are banned completely, 7 countries are limited partially. More countries could be added to the travel ban. So this is it for now, guys, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll come see you guys on Friday, probably maybe closer to 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'll do my best. All right, thanks, guys. Stay safe.